Hey friends, what up? It's Mr. Fox. Hi. This lighting's crazy. I'm back in Minnesota. I just wanted to do a quick video and give an update, let everybody know I'm alright. I'm alive. I'm thriving, really. I feel freaking good. I just did a 30-day water fast down in Arizona. That means that I didn't eat anything and only drank water for 30 days. Why would I want to do this? Last year was crazy for me. All the traveling, eating weird things on the road. I wanted to detox my body from, animal products and from possible parasites and accumulated toxins in my body. Last year, I also gave up smoking cannabis and tobacco after years of trying. So I wanted to give my body a chance to really rebuild my lung tissue. Give my organs and my blood a chance to repair themselves, give my body deep rest. And I wanted to connect with Creator, and this is a big transition in my life. I retired as a medicine practitioner last year, no longer doing guided psychedelic therapy with people, and I'm moving on to the next thing. And so this fast was big for me. Like I said, it's been on my bucket list for a minute. At the beginning of 2023, I went down to Tucson and gave this a shot, and I only made it 10 days. So this was a chance for me to finish off the year strong. And so this video, I wanted to just tell you about like why I did it, what were some of the challenges and the triumphs, and my takeaways. So I decided to drive down to Tucson. I did some scouting out east of Tucson, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, in sort of the Safford area. There's a place called the Hotwell Dunes Recreation Area, and there's public hot springs. And south of there, there's a place called the Indian Bread Rocks, dispersed camping area. And I chose this spot to start as my base camp. It's on Bureau of Land Management, so you can camp there for like 14 days legally, with no charge. It's beautiful. It's like kind of northwest of the Chiricahua Mountains. A beautiful spot. So my setup was my Pontiac Vibe car camping setup. I can put the seats down and sleep in the back of the car really, really comfortably. I had a tent and a hammock. I brought with a solar panel and my phone in case I needed to get a hold of anybody for emergencies, and to keep in touch with the people that I needed to keep in touch with. I also brought with all of the water that I would need for up to 40 days. So the first few days of fasting is always the hardest, because that's when you're burning all the glucose in your system. Your liver and your muscles all store sugar basically, and once your body burns that up, it starts to burn fat as its energy source. So those first 2-3 days are always going to be the hardest in a fast. And surprisingly, once you get 5-6 days, the hunger is pretty much gone. For me, hunger pains would come and go, but for the most part, you get used to not eating. What a chance to give the body a break. When you're not digesting food, your body really gets to tune into injuries, old injuries. Even if your body had like a tumor, it could literally process that during a long fast, dissolve it, and assimilate it into the body. I'm fascinated by all of that, and these were some of the reasons why I wanted to do it. Let's see. So I would say this is the longest fast I did. I think that it was a complete cleanse. I mean, my skin, my blood, my brain, just really giving the whole system a break. It's not like I just laid around all day. I had to gather firewood for each day. I spent time exercising, stretching, yoga. I want to tell you what my routine was like. I mean, each morning, the first light would come. It would be quite a while before the sun would show because it would have to come up over the mountain. But around like 7:30 in the morning, that sun would be beaming, and I would go out and sit in the sun because it was cold. It would get down into the 20s at night. Just go get into the sunshine, take it into my eyes. I would do breath work and sun gazing every day. Any day the sun was out, I would pretty much put my blanket out around 11 a.m. and usually lay out for about 4 hours, just naked in the sun, in the wind. What a glorious practice. I mean, I wish more people got a chance to do that, to feel the freedom to just have no shame and be able to completely expose themselves to the elements like that. I think it fed me. I really felt energized by taking the sun into my body like this. Yeah, I spent time doing breath work and meditation. I would go up to the hot springs every once in a while and soak. Really great when you're having those aches and pains. I brought some books with me, of course. I was working with the Course in Miracles, and you know, a little bit of writing, praying each day. I had a guitar, my ukulele, played some music. I thought that maybe I would write a whole album of songs, but I think my brain power wasn't totally on point without the nutrition, and I didn't have that deep muse that I usually would for creating lyrics and whatnot. But singing was a part of my daily practice. And when you're alone for 30 days and not talking to anyone, you're not talking out loud. Well, I wasn't anyways. Maybe a little in my head, but your voice changes when you're not using it. So that was interesting to sing and in that state. I found myself hitting notes that I usually wouldn't try for. Yeah. Some of the challenges I would say about this particular fast were the short days. You know, being that I started on December 9th. These were some of the shortest days. These were the shortest days of the year. And so we're talking about 12 hours of darkness. And I'm staying in my sleeping bag for 12 hours because it's cold out. I had a fire just about every night when I could, and that was nice. But I didn't have the energy to gather wood to have big fires and stay up for hours into the night. So I would usually sit by a fire for like an hour or something, and then I would go and climb into my bag and zip it up and sleep. Tons of dreams. When you're in that pure state where you've removed all of the habits, compulsions, outside stimulants and things like that. I mean, really tune in spiritually, and my dream world was on fire. I definitely dreamt about food quite a bit. I was surprised by that. Powerful dream recall. Definitely got hard to gather the firewood and to have enough wood to really do that every day. I would have to walk quite a ways and carry it quite a ways to get it back to my campsite. Yeah, I'm just, like I said, not having the brain power and the energy was kind of new to me. You adapt to it though. Yeah, my phone service out there wasn't that great, so it wasn't like I was sitting there watching YouTube videos all day. It was like one bar, kind of emergency status. If I needed to make a call, I could make it happen. But so staying still was one of my big challenges. Just, you know, once you take away all those compulsions and things, you still got your mind. And I realized in this fast that I like to stay busy. I like to keep it moving. So, yeah. Let's see. I took some notes here. Some of the observations and things that I picked up on out there, like it was day 4. It was the first time that I had a bowel movement, and then I had one on day 10, and then that was it. It was kind of nice not to have to worry about eating and cooking or pooping for that long. Kind of a relief, really. There was one point in the fast where this old knee injury that I had sort of flared up briefly, and it wasn't because I twisted it or anything. I think it was actually my body was repairing this old tissue and working on it. Yeah, there was definitely like a download I had about the ability that humans have to gather energy through sun gazing and breath. It was just, really obvious to me that there is something powerful in the elements of the wind and the sun and the water that we can receive energy from. This was an area where there was wild cattle, free range bulls and cows, and they would walk by me, and they love music. I would serenade them, play them songs, and they would just like herd around me and watch me and listen. That was really fascinating. In the beginning, though, I like my original campsite. There's this huge boulder, and I had my fire hearth set up there, and I had this natural wind block behind me and a backrest too, so I could sit up against it. And at one point, this big white bull with huge horns came through and noticed me and came straight at me and kind of tested me, and it was pretty scary. I actually got it on video, but he kept it moving, and then that was it. After that, I stood up and I was getting ready to try to scare him off, and he just kept it moving. But what else? Yeah, like I said, I thought that I would write tons of music, but I just didn't have the gumption to create lyrics and songwriting. That lack of talking made my voice really different, like I said, and like a tighter diaphragm, and a different way of singing, definitely. Having all of that time to think, it was like a deep process of recapitulation, just going over my life, my apprenticeships, the teachers I've had, the things I've learned. These mentors of mine, as far as medicine work goes, and clientele that I've worked with. I retired this year, no longer doing guided psychedelic therapy with people, so I had a lot of that stuff on my mind. What am I going to share with the world about what I learned through all those things? And I really thought a lot about the mistakes I've made in my life, my sins, these former compulsions, these behaviors, demons or addictions, call them what you will, that I'm transmuting and letting go. And I had a lot of time to really think about how I can be a better human. Thinking about, the grief that I went through with my father's suicide, and that whole story is still waiting to be told to the world. And I had a beautiful download come through about an outline for how I can share that story, and I'm really excited to have space and time to write. Definitely the last few group ayahuasca ceremonies that I was a part of, there was some big releases that people had, and I thought a lot about those exorcisms, in a sense, that took place. and I felt like they, like what's really going on in the world. Like I really spent some time questioning that, and what's projection and what's real. Yeah, let's see. So come January 1st, I mean, it was really hard to be out there alone for Christmas, knowing that my whole family was celebrating. Um, yeah, come January 1st, it was really cold. The mornings were getting pretty brutal, and I decided I wanted to drive back up here and finish the rest of the fast in a more controlled environment with a bed and a shower. And so I did, and I had the largest opening and crystallization happen on the drive home. I was coming through like factory farmland, USA, just like thousands of cattle. The smell, the weight of what was happening on those farms really hit me. And I'm driving, mind you, I drove from southern Arizona all the way back up to Minnesota without eating anything, just drinking water. But I'm going through the factory farms, and just had this like explosion of energy from my heart, and it became visual, like a white light diamond, just like, and I was just filled with the Holy Spirit, and this knowing that I am going to switch to a whole food, plant-based diet. I've known this for a while, and I have, I haven't done it because I've been traveling, and the people that I'm hanging out with, I end up just eating whatever that, it's like when in Rome kind of an attitude for me. But I'm tired of compromising my values to please others or for my own convenience. And that download just hit me like so powerfully, and I'm really stoked to say that I'm making that shift in my life. It's been coming for a long time. Anyways, when you do a prolonged fast like this, it's important to kind of ease your way back into nutrition. And I've been doing that. I started the first couple of days, I just had fruit juice, and just taking it really slow. I started having bowel movements again, and I just feel really good. My final weight was 136 pounds, which, I mean, I really haven't weighed that low since high school. My weight is typically around like 155, so I think I lost like, I didn't even weigh myself beforehand, but I believe I lost about 15 pounds approximately. So I'm pretty shredded right now. I feel great though. I really wanted to give a shout out and a thank you to people that supported me through this and have been rooting me on and encouraging me. Thanks for being a part of this beautiful journey. Like I said, I think fasting is an incredible healing modality that is often overlooked by people. In America, we eat like all the time. I think we're eating ourselves to death. It's the salts and the oils and the sugars. Y'all are on a SOS for real now. It is like obvious to me when I look around and I see the obesity and how many people are just sick all the time and low energy and are taking tons of medications, the diabetes, the cancer, the heart failure. I'm telling you, food is medicine. And I just started cooking today. I made like potatoes and cauliflower and had some lentil soup. So excited and full of energy, and just happy to be alive, and I'm excited for what's next. So yeah, give my channel here, Fox Medicine Talks, a like, subscribe if you'd like to keep in touch. I've got a bunch of stuff I'm going to cover, and I'm just pumped to share. So be well.